What I just wanted to do was offer a quick explanation as to my kind of visualization of how we attack as a club, as a team through them edge channels. Slightly different from what we're probably doing at this moment in time, but I also look, this is based on now this structure or way of playing is based on what we have available to us within our squad. I'm always a big believer that you can only play with the cards that you're dealt. And similarly, when we're playing rugby, I don't really understand when game plans are forced upon a team that clearly it's not suited to. So this is what my belief is best suited to what we as a club have within our playing groups. So you can see the structure there is based on 40s and 60s on this side. So the big indicator for which direction we play. So let's go back to the situation, the scenario that we've got in front of us is that Chaddy at number 10 has got us to the 60. And that is the primary function of our middles. It may be Chaddy, it may be Ryan Price-Jones at 8 for this example, but it could equally be any other of our playing groups. Have all got this ability to do this. Just get us to the 40 or the 60. And yes, I want us playing with tempo, but the biggest thing of all is that we need to have a clean and an efficient play the ball, just to not give penalties away and what have you. Make sure we're completing our sets. So that is paramount above anything else. Touch and drop. I've got Ryan Price-Jones doing that of late, of real high quality stuff there. Bang, touch and drop, and he's getting us on front foot and allowing us to play. So once we get to a 60, we can see that traditional kind of setup here on this edge channel here. The 11, shall we say Ben Rigby in this case, who can fulfil a number of duties. He can run lines, he can tick several boxes there, he can run lines, he can be a first receiver with his hands, he's certainly a leader with his communication. So the big thing for Ben, he can be that first receiver, or the first thing is he needs to communicate to his inside, to whoever's at 9, whether it be Danny Taben or Kenny, Geordie at 6, whoever we have at 1. I always play the 1 behind the ruck because he's a quarterback of the team. He can communicate which direction are we best going here. So with the 6, they communicate the numbers on the blind side. The 6 and the 1 can come underneath, off Ben, can come into here. Ben's going to be a leader, lead line runner. The 1 would be underneath him in that scenario, or the 11 can come up here. 6 can come underneath Carl, with the fullback coming on trailing on the inside tag. So all the time we're looking for this numbers here. 3, if they shout 3, that is on. Every time we can get a 5v3 late movement into the space. We recognise that we've got space to pull out on, and then we just need to play whatever we see in front of us. If it was a tight one, I'd probably be looking at something like playing off Ben and having that loop round the back there. Carl will keep them defenders busy here. Equally, if they slide out, we've got the inside tag. So on the open side, then, if we have 4 defenders here, or equally just a 3 defender man, what I believe that will allow us to get this shape here, these guys here digging into their edge channel over here, which is by putting 13 at first receiver. Can also be a ball playing forward prop, but just think we have Jack who's at 13 predominantly. Could be Scotty Brinksman, Josh Morgan, if he finds his tooth, or any other ball playing forward can be playing that role there. Aussie is another one. So if you play off the 8, they'd be getting to that, just like Mark was doing last week at training. 13 goes into that AB space there. The middle forward will be hitting up on the BC space, with the 6 coming underneath. 12 will be off the 6, 7 will be under, Gez will be underneath the 12, with the 3 and the 2 coming. 1 would be underneath the 3 then. So, but this is where we need to adjust slightly. So, where the 3 and the 2 start is dependent upon the guys, or the 4 and the 5 start is dependent on who we have available. Now, Shandy and Ben Daniels may be comfortable running lead lines, in which case I'd probably want them to start somewhere around here, a deeper, probably in line with the fullback or something, you know, getting a little bit deeper than what they actually have been doing. Or if we're going up against, I can think of Waterhead in particular, where they have this big, huge centre. Hull Dockers is another, where they have these big centres. We might be wanting to start a bit like what I was showing you the other week with Penrith. So we might have our 3 here, and or our 2 there, our 5 there, and our 4 here. With the 12 being the outside man. This way, then, we're encouraging. A lot of defences are already stagnated with a tight D around this area. They want to dominate this middle channel, which is fine. Let's embrace that, and let's keep them tight. Let's not allow them to slide too easily. We want this space here. This is where we want to be attacking. So why would we want to drag defenders into there too soon? We want chaos in their defensive line. By keeping their D-line tight, we're actually turning their strength, where we've been attacking through 50 and getting dominated. Let's turn their strength of having that tight D here with big men dominating the rucks. Let's turn it into a weakness by filling that space, what they've left, with late movement. That's what I would probably look at doing. So every time, you can stretch out to 30s and 70s, but the whole point is that we want unpredictability. But at the same time, we want to be able to attack edge channels. I just think that's really, really vital for us. So as I've put there, manipulate space and numbers with late movement. We can have lots of little plays around this one here. You could have your X's like we just did there, and what we did at training last week, but also with Danny's and Kenny's movement, mobility. They can get out and they can be doing deep plays, 6 underneath and again. But it's just all about getting our ball players, this group here, with ball in hand in their edge channels, creating chaos in their D-line, because they got to cover late movement, fast tempo, but with a multitude of equally. In this scenario where on the outside, we could have, if you've got spot sets, if we're doing spot sets on a certain player, if we have Carl starting a bit deeper, Bush is ideal, or even Ben Daniels, Shandy, all of these players have got this ability to be making that way and hitting that spot man on play 3, play 4, or bringing your winger inside to get at him. Yeah, I just think that is how I'd be looking to play a little bit more of, particularly on the edges. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch, or equally if you think it's a good or a bad idea. But I just think I wanted to put this forward for us to be able to work on in training and develop if we're all happy with it. If not, that's fine. No hard feelings, and we'll crack on.